Cowboy Nation? You are tuned in to Reppin the Star with Jason Sibley. I'm so excited y'all are here with me. It was my first episode on this channel. This is a long time coming. I've been talking about doing this for a while. I was going to team up with a few people, but it just never worked out. But I'm a firm believer that sometimes you just got to dive into it. So I'm so glad y'all joined me. This page is just going to be talking about Dallas Cowboy football. Just like the media, it seems like we could never get out of their mouth. So I figure we just keep talking about the Cowboys. Even what's weird is most recently they were talking about the Cowboys are America's team, but that's weird because we have the highest rating games as well as every media outlet keeps our name in their mouth just so they could stay relevant. So Dallas Cowboys are America's team. But I don't like long intros, so I'm going to just dive into it. We are facing week 7. Week 7, and our Dallas Cowboys are 4-2. Um, that's not bad. If you look at other divisions, we'd probably be in the number 1 seed if in other divisions. But 4-2 is not a bad record. It's probably roundabout what I expected when we looked at our schedule this season. Few shocking losses. Well, at least one for me would be the Cardinals. I did not expect that to happen. Did I expect to lose against the 49ers? Nah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I felt like it was going to be a competitive game. I felt like it was going to be just like it was in the playoffs. We lose by 1 score or something like that, or at least make some noise. That was an embarrassing situation. So, but 4-2, 4-2. But there's so many questions. There's so many things, glaring things that's wrong with the Cowboys that makes me pause for a second. Yes, we're in our bye week, and hopefully a lot of players got time to rest up, heal up, dealing with injuries. Mike McCartney told reporters today that all players are expected to be available. Of course, we don't have Van Der Esch, who's currently on IR. Goodwin still on IR. Also, Trayvon Diggs gone for the year. But health wise, we're looking good. So I didn't want us to have a bye week so early in the season, but here we are. And I think it came at a good time because I think there's so many things that the Cowboys need to fix. First thing we need to fix is our offense. Offense is looking very stagnant. Offensive line is looking stagnant. The passing game looks like very robotic. I feel like we have Dak Prescott in some type of robotic shell. I understand, yes, last year, and let me say this first. I am not a Dak Prescott hater, nor am I a Dak Prescott stan. I am it's almost like T.O. said, that's my quarterback. As long as Dak Prescott wear that star, I'm going to support Dak Prescott. But I feel like we are not utilizing our weapons the way we need to. Whether that be Dak Prescott, whether that be CeeDee Lamb, whether that be Cooks, we're not utilizing our weapons. I feel like this whole let's pass it 3 yards short of the sticks is not working. Defenses are able to just sit on our routes. Defenses know that you're not going to break it up wide open if you're going to sit there and keep dinking and donking these balls. That's not going to do anything. Yes, now Kellen Moore, when Kellen Moore was OC, he he wanted to light up the scoreboard. Kellen Moore wanted to have them spectacular plays, and Mike McCartney is more conservative. Yes, he's trying to say, I want to make sure Dak Prescott doesn't throw interceptions. Gotcha. But you have to also understand Dak Prescott never threw that many interceptions like that. It was just an off year for Dak Prescott. So that, and again, I'm not taking up for Dak Prescott. I'm saying go look at the stats. Go look at previous seasons. Dak Prescott, that's uncharacteristic of Dak Prescott. But what they're doing now, this is not working. This is looking really predictable. I know they used to complain about Jason Garrett and say, hey, Jason Garrett's calls were all predictable. No, this is looking predictable. Like this is looking like, hey, this the safest. It almost looks like preseason to me. Like we're just gonna play it safe. We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna get by. We're gonna try to move the chains. We don't move the chains. We're gonna punt it to them or kick the field goal. No, that philosophy will not work when they're going against the 49ers, when you're going against the Eagles, when you're going against Miami, when you're going against Buffalo later on. That philosophy will not work. We need to open up the playbook. Now we got Brandon Cooks. And I know in the offseason, we talked about Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks was lighting it up in offseason. Why haven't we seen that? Yes, granted, yes. Against the Chargers, he had his first touchdown, which is a shock to me. We're on week 7, first touchdown, and he actually made a good play. I believe it was 3rd and 11. Caught that. Well, I actually thought Dak overthrew him, but Cooks jumped up there and grabbed it. But um, this guy's too fast. He's way too fast for us not to utilize him, not to air it out, not to open up the field. Even if it's to a point where, hey, we just want them to know we can do this. Do it. You know what I mean? Even if it's just to sit there and say, hey, y'all gonna sit there try to sell our route? Y'all gonna think we're gonna keep throwing it short? We gonna just break it open. I feel like if we did that, defenses will have to change their thought process, their mentality. But we're not opening up our playbook. We're not utilizing these players. When you see other teams and they're scheming their wide receivers open, when they're scheming for these big plays, and we keep doing, hey, let's just get 3 yards, let's just get 5 yards, like that's not championship football. Like that, I'm sorry, that's not going to get you a Super Bowl. That's going to get you possibly to the playoffs. I don't even know if it's going to win you the division. But we want to play the safe thing, and I feel like we need to see more Dak the way he was in the Chargers game, where Dak was able to, use his legs. Dak can still run. He may not be able to run the fastest anymore. He's not in Mississippi State running, but at the same token, make the defense pay attention. Burn the defense if they're not going to sit there and pay attention to that. But if they know he's just going to stay in the pocket, and Dak's never been a pocket passer. Not to say he can't. I'm just saying that that's not where he shines. He shines on the play action. He shines when he's running the ball or pass on the run. That's when Dak Prescott shines the best. Utilize that. Why do we have this robotic, vanilla type offense that's going just because we're trying to play it safe, right? That's not going to work. Now, offensive line is tripping me out right now. Like we waited for this. We waited for this moment. We waited for this opportunity to have them already on the line. And what I've seen the past 2 games is sloppy, blown assignments, no protection, getting beat on the line of scrimmage. How- I mean, that's making Dak Prescott. I mean, if you look at the Chargers game, Dak Prescott had to like literally like bail out of there because he had to sit there like, I need time to pass. I need to move. Like you about to get me Max coming at me, Bosa's coming at me. I'm gonna have to move because my offensive line is not holding up. Blowing assignments. Well, what does that also do? That also factors in to Tony Pollard, his running. Like Tony Pollard, yes, I've been rooting for Tony Pollard. I wanted Tony Pollard, like, hey, let's get Pollard. But Tony Pollard hasn't. It's not. I don't believe that the Tony Pollard, his production doesn't look as good as it has in the past season because of injury. I think that I don't think he's injured. Unless they keeping it from us. I don't think Tony Pollard's injured. I think Tony Pollard does not have a lane to run through because our offensive line is not creating the lanes for him. They're getting beat off the line and he has nowhere to run. So yes, he's picking up 1 yard, 2 yards, and every now and then he may break one open for 10, 15. But that's not the Tony Pollard of last season. So we have to, and it may be the fact of Zach Martin was out for I believe not believe he was out during the offseason for the contract dispute and everything. By all means, get your coins. But I feel like that chemistry of the team playing together that factors. Now granted, most these are Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. You're gonna have to figure that out. But I feel like the chemistry is not there, and because that chemistry is not there, that's what's happening. You have to know when you're doing your assignment, you have to also know that the person next to you is going to do their assignment. And I feel like that chemistry is lacking, and it's showing every single week or at least for the past 2 weeks. Defense. I know we give a lot of slack to Mike McCartney about play calling and things of that sort. He's predictable, and maybe some people say he's outdated when it comes to play calling. I don't know. We'll see. Week 7, we'll see how it goes. But defense, I'm a huge Dan Quinn fan. I am. I honestly feel like Dan Quinn came into this organization and shook it up. I feel like the defense looks amazing on some games, but the key thing is some. Dan Quinn, you can't really just point at, because after the 49ers lost, everybody wanted to talk about, oh, it was Dak Prescott, it was Mike McCartney, but I didn't really hear too many people talk about Dan Quinn. In order for them to score that many points, defense had to allow it. So I feel like we did not we got out schemed offensively and we got out schemed defensively against the 49ers. That was the game that was supposed to be our measuring stick. That was the game that we were supposed to see who are the Dallas Cowboys. And my biggest question and my biggest concern with the Dallas Cowboys on week 7 is, what is our identity? Who are we? Like we won away one week. We come out and we did doomsday defense. First 2 weeks, and then after that you go against the Cardinals, and they probably have the biggest rushing game they've had all season long against you. You respond against the Patriots, interceptions, fumbles. You play good, but then you go against the 49ers the very following week, and you don't show up. So I feel like, every single week it's the same thing. It's, you look sharp, you don't look sharp, you look sharp, you don't look sharp. We are not going to win a Super Bowl if we sit there every other week. We take a L, win, take a L, win. No, we need, where's our identity? This Texas Coast offense, I expected more out of it. I expected, you know, the Dak friendly offense, but at the same token, I'm not seeing those explosive plays. I'm not seeing the things that we're gonna, I, if we sit here and go through this season and Cooks has, I don't know, but I don't even want to say it, but are we going to really waste Cook's talent? Are we going to really waste CD Lamb's talent? Are we going to waste, some of these players and not really take advantage of right now? I know that we got the trade deadline coming up October 31st, next Tuesday. Everybody's talking, hey, go get Zach Ertz, go get Derrick Henry, go get this person. I don't. Well, first and foremost, Zach Ertz, they just announced he's on IR, so you can't trade for him. So it would have been a good look getting a nice little veteran tight end here, because I still feel like we do miss Schultz in so many different levels. Red zone being a big one that's glaring at us, but with Derrick Henry, I feel like running back. I don't necessarily say that's our biggest issue. Um, because Tony Pollard is a good running back. The issue is I don't feel like Tony Pollard has the open lanes to run through, which is our offensive line. I don't necessarily now would I take Derrick Henry? Of course. I mean, who wouldn't? But at the same token, I don't think that's the issue. I don't think that's the problem. Um, but when was the last time the Cowboys made a huge splash in for a trade? Last time I can remember was when we got Amari Cooper. And even then, Cowboys, Cowboy Nation, some complained, said, hey, we gave a number one up for Amari Cooper. He's lazy. He checks out of games. People weren't happy. And then all of a sudden, he balled out of control. We still made the playoffs and everything. Amari Cooper was a great wide receiver, but I do feel like there were moments where he would check out the game, out of frustration and not get the ball enough. So, yeah, granted, yes, there were moments. He had his good moments, and that's one of the ones that even still to this day, I hate that we lost. He's playing good, with the Browns, but I hate that we lost Amari Cooper. But that was the last time I seen the Cowboys make a huge pickup during trade. Now, Jerry Jones was on 105.3 The Fan this morning. He said, we are not going to call anybody, but if somebody wants to reach out to us about a trade, we'll take the call. I don't know if Jerry Jones is lying. I really sometimes you can't really bank on something they says. So I don't know if this is just like, hey, I'm just going to throw everybody off the scent, or if he truly says, hey, the team that we have right now, I'm sticking with. I'm happy with it. I There's no way I could sit there and say the team that we have now I would stick with when you look around at other teams and they're constantly getting better. The Eagles constantly picking up players, constantly drafting well. In order to make a splash in this game, you're going to have to keep improving your players, even if it's not a starter. Give me somebody for depth. Like give me somebody who is a special teams demon or something. Give me somebody that in case if there is an injury that we can just fill in, plug and play. Give me something like that. But we are have to get better in every aspect of this game. Sitting back and just saying, "Hey, we just want to see how the chips fall." That's not going to work when other NFL teams are up there getting better all around you. Yet you want to make noise in the playoffs. That's not realistic. So I don't know if he's lying, but I hope he is. I hope there's because we didn't know he was going to trade for Trey Lance. It just happened. We didn't even know when he was traded for Mark Cooper. It just happened. Look on ESPN. Cowboys get a Mark Cooper. They didn't even talk about it. So it's one of those things. I'm hoping that he's lying, but we shall see. I know that they signed four players to the practice squad. No one really, that stands out on paper, but I feel like in the next few days we should hear something. If my I would dare to believe that maybe we pick up one player, of substance. But I really want us to really make noise because we're going to have to really improve. But week 7, we face the Rams. This is the game right before the Eagles. Now, I know a lot of people circled the 49er game, say, hey, this is our measure stick. We got to, this that game. They knocked us out of the playoffs 2 years in a row. Nah, this is the game that I circled. I circled the Eagles game. That's the game to me where I'm like this. Let's see what we really got. Let's see if we can contend. I don't want to fast forward too much because in order to get to the Eagles game, we got to get through these Rams. But this should be, hopefully we've taken time in our bye week to get healthy. Hopefully we've allowed our offensive line to mesh together, work out some kinks. I hope that in this bye week, offense is saying, "Hey, we're about to open it all the way up." Like maybe we gave everybody a taste, but we saved the best for last. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we saving the best for in the season. Now people don't know what to expect from the Cowboys. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm hoping that's what it is. But we have to get to the Rams. So Sunday, AT&T Stadium, Cowboys are playing the Rams. Now the Rams don't really scare me, but the Rams kind of remind me of this year's Dallas Cowboys. You don't know which version you're going to get each week. So I don't think they don't scare me to the point where I'm like, this is now, but it's any given Sunday, so it could be a now. I feel like if defense um, does not stay on their assignments, and they have these two amazing wide receivers with Cups and the new rookie. I mean, this game could be very very tight. I mean, you look at how Herbert, if he didn't overthrow Allen on a few of those plays, they probably would have had 2 touchdowns and we would have lost that game. So I really want our defense, no more blown assignments, no more staring off in the backfield. Like, stay on your man. Like, we this is not the time. We need to mature in our secondary. That's what really needs to happen. Do we miss Trayvon Diggs? Yes. Can you replace Trayvon Diggs? No. But we have to work together. We're gonna have to grow. We're gonna have to mature. It's time to step up in our defense. I know Stefan is getting, some criticism saying he's old, he's lost a step. I still think he's a great player. I just think that at the same token, maybe pick up somebody in a trade, see if something's out there. Patrick's is, maybe we'll see. But I think that we're going to have to stay on our P's and Q's in this next game. On paper, who's the better team? Cowboys. But the Cardinals game will tell you that even on paper, it don't matter. It's the team that shows up. So hopefully the Cowboys are coming out of this bye rested and ready to play, ready to sit there and make the tweaks, make the changes that need to be made to really make a statement. Because after this game, we are playing the Eagles. And this is a huge game for us. This is if in Cowboy Nation, this is our Super Bowl. Every time we play the Eagles, it is our Super Bowl. We don't. If there is not a team that we have to win against, it's the Eagles. And so I hope this week we work out the kinks. We play a good game. We're gonna be at home. Our record, 10 games in a row at home that we've won. Let's keep that going. Protect the house, protect the star. So this is gonna be a big week. And we'll keep our eyes peeled as far as any trades, any pickups, things of that sort, injuries to keep a lookout on. They'll have practice starting tomorrow, so we'll kind of see what goes on with the Cowboys. But this is a big week. This is going to be a week to see, hey, have we made the tweaks that we need? Are we going to be that team that's just going to hope to keep winning? You hope to get a W. I mean, I don't think that there's any week that you want to, lose. There's no game that you feel like you could lose, but you're gonna have to come out here if y'all gonna be the dogs, if y'all gonna be that team that says, hey, we doomsday defense, show it every week. Yes, you have one off game. I don't think there's an NFL team that's not immune to having an off game, but don't let that be your identity. Set an identity. Set your identity on defense. Set your identity on offense. It's time for the Cowboys to step up. And the first step is this Sunday against the Rams. What are my predictions for that game? 28-21 Cowboys. I'm always going to root for the Cowboys. I'm always going to say the Cowboys going to win. Hey, go out there and make me a profit. Hopefully that's true. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, there's no crazy news that comes out, between now and then. But it should be a good game, and it is at home, so hopefully we'll see y'all out there at the game, representing that star. But I'll see y'all in. Next week, I'll be checking in back in on Sunday to give my reactions of the game. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all be blessed. Peace.